Hi, dear students, dear civil service aspirants. Welcome to Gallant IAS. I'm Justin, and this is our Let's Score 120 series. And history is a cakewalk, provided your basic concepts in history is clear. So, build up the conceptual clarity in history. Let's just solve some questions now, some potential questions now. Yeah. Consider the following statements regarding Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the personalities in the news and the great contributors to Indian national consciousness, Indian freedom struggle, or Indian social religious reformism, all such personalities are important for your examination. This is a three statement type question. Okay, fine. He strongly advocated for the recognition of the depressed classes as the separate minority community. So here it is very important that you should know what are the ideological differences between Gandhiji and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay. So he strongly advocated for the recognition of the depressed classes as a separate minority community. He rejected the democracy and feared that it would lead to subjugation of the depressed classes in the long run. Like Gandhi, he was averse to violence in any form at any stage. So here, you know that, yeah, the second statement can be rejected. That means he rejected democracy. There is no chance of that because the same person who is the chief architect of Indian Constitution, where the Indian Constitution guarantees democracy, how can we say that he rejected democracy? That doesn't make any sense, yeah. Actually, he was a great supporter of this parliamentary democracy. But the concept of Gandhiji, village republic concept, that was not digested to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Ideological differences, you will see how Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Gandhiji ideologically different to each other. Okay, that you see, ideological differences you have to check. So anyway, second statement is an absurd statement that can be eliminated. Straight away it can be rejected, okay. Now what is left with you is choice A and C. So one thing is common that, yeah, one is a sure short answer. Statement one is correct because that is common in choice A and choice C. Now check the validity of the third statement. Like Gandhi, he was averse to violence in any form and any stage. Actually, he was also like his absolute goal is like attain that non-violence, but for reaching out that non-violence, relative violence in order to reach your end, that is somewhat okay. His concept was like that, okay. So he believed in that, ultimate goal is attaining that non-violence concept, but the thing is relative violence to attain not that non-violence is somewhat okay, okay. So this is something belief of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Now the concept is even Gandhiji also changed here. Gandhiji by 1930s, Gandhiji's thought also changed. Okay, absolute non-violence. Gandhiji shifted to some sort of. You think about the Quit India. There Gandhiji's or maybe even Gandhiji was silent during that Quit India. It was a spontaneous movement, and he believed. See, this is when some girl is out somewhere in at night. She is alone and a gang of people is trying to harass her and she is using some kind of violence for her self-defense, it is somewhat okay. So coming to Quit India, Gandhiji was almost silent over the violence happening in the surroundings, okay. So because Gandhiji believed it is all because of the British policies, not because of Indians, okay. So anyway, actually it has many other interpretations also, we already discussed in our class. Anyway, just come to the point. Here 3 can be eliminated. Now the one only will be your answer. Which of the following was the reason behind Ahom revolt? You should go for various revolts, various tribal uprisings, peasant uprisings, civil rebellions during British India. You have to go for. The administration and annexation of territories where the Ahoms lived. That is the reason for Ahom revolt. It is somewhere Assam. Okay. After this Anglo-Burmese, first Anglo-Burmese were British promised they will be giving back that Assam to its original Ahom ruler. But instead of doing that, they started incorporating some portions of this Assam to this British India that irritated that tensed Ahom people, and they reacted. That was Ahom revolt. So go for the reasons of different rebellions or revolt against this British. for the free services to British without any payment and banning the practice of Zoom cultivation, shifting cultivation. Okay, you should know what are the reasons for the Kugi rebellion against British due to banning of the sacrifices of members of the same community. Why Gond reacted against British or rebelled against British? Result of proposal by British to construct a road connecting the Brahmaputra Valley with the Sylhet. Why the Khasi tribes reacted, why they revolted against British, you should know. So go for the popular tribal uprisings, popular like rebellions against British, you know, that you go through the causes, consequences is important for you. Here A makes your answer. Yeah, there is, consider following events, right to vote for women, diarchy at the federal level, bicameral legislature at the center, provincial autonomy. Which of the above events occurred or proposed before the launch of non-cooperation movement? So you should know the chronology of events. Non-cooperation, you know that was in 1920. What will happen before that? Right to vote for women. Right to vote for women. You should know what were the proposals of recommendations of Government of India Act 1919. Monday exempts for reforms. Diarchy at the federal level. Bicameral legislature at the center, provincial autonomy. So diarchy at the federal level and provincial autonomy guaranteed by Government of India Act 1935. It is only after non-cooperation. Okay, it is even after CDM. So let us say that this number 1 and 3, bicameral legislature at the center, right to vote for women. You can see these recommendations, proposals were there in Government of India Act 1919. Okay, so let me tell you, your answer has to be 1 and 3 only. Okay, answer has to be 1 and 3 only. Which of the statements given below is not correct with respect to Government of India Act 1935? So I'm telling you, my dears, these constitutional reforms, right from Regulating Act 1773 to Government of India Act 1935, are very, very, very important for you. UPSC usually shuffle or interchange the provisions of these acts and confuse you in the exam. So you should know the recommendations of these different constitutional reforms during British India. Now, not correct regarding Government of India Act 1935. It was product of round table conferences. Exactly, yeah. Round table conferences were to discuss Simon Commission recommendations, and it is to propose the future constitution. A series of conferences, first, second, third round table conferences, then drafting of the white paper, then there is that report by the joint select committee, and finally all these, like you know, like forming this Government of India Act 1935. The act provided for All India Federation. Yeah, it provided for All India Federation, but that never happened. That federal part of this constitution or this act never happened. Provincial autonomy part happened. Okay. Abolished diarchy in the provinces and provided a responsible government in provinces. Exactly, that is true only. Bitterly opposed to many of the provisions of this act, Congress decided not to participate in the provincial elections held. Actually, the first statement is a correct, the second statement is a correct one, third statement is also a correct one. It abolished diarchy in the provinces and established provincial autonomy. Same time, it introduced diarchy in the federal level. In the central level, it introduced diarchy. Now, bitterly opposed to many of the provisions of Act, Congress decided not to participate in the provincial elections held. That is, yeah, Congress opposed to many of its features, but Congress decided to participate in the provincial elections, and they decided to participate in the provincial autonomy part of this act. Okay, so they decided to contest provincial elections, and you find 1937 in majority provinces, Congress ministries formed their government. 1939 they resigned also due to Linked Gau's announcement. Okay, so Delhi is your answer. So my dear aspirants, all of you guys, just try to solve maximum number of questions as possible, because when it comes to examination, practice matters a lot. 50% of your knowledge and 50% is filled with your practice of questions, UPSC standard questions. And last 10 days, I would suggest you strictly practice UPSC previous year's questions. Now every day, if you are sitting by 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, okay, each person solve 100 questions, discuss 100 questions. That way, 300, 400 or 500 questions you can solve a single day. Okay, so try to solve and take care when you solve. That must be UPSC standard mock test only. Try to solve as many as possible, questions as many as possible, then get the real-time experience of that full test. Don't ignore CSAT. CSAT also you practice very well. All the best. And some test, free test we are providing. Gallant IAS has conducted a good quality test series some test series files, PDF files we are providing in the comment box. Just to download it and take the test. All the best. Thank you. And please do subscribe our channel for more videos. Thank you.